I chose to do some further research into the topic of the learning environment with a specific focus on these expectations. Understanding the impact of a positive classroom community on student behavior and learning in mathematics, and developing and fostering a positive classroom community with a focus on the social cohesiveness and development of the group. My research led me to some peer-reviewed research papers by Jeffrey Dorman. The titles were what caught my attention: Associations between Classroom Environment and Academic Efficacy, and Associations between Students' Perceptions of Mathematics, Classroom Environment, and Self-Handicapping in Australian and Canadian High Schools. Now that's a mouthful. Student efficacy, self-handicapping, what the heck's that? Thankfully, the papers presented a definition for each. For the purpose of Dorman's research, student efficacy refers to personal judgments of one's capabilities to organize and execute course of action to attain designated types of educational performances. Got it? Well, self-handicapping was defined as a proactive, avoidant behavior which is designed to manipulate other people's perception of performance outcomes so that the student appears worthy of other people in the school. And I thought self-efficacy was a mouthful. In short, I think I can, self-efficacy, but my dog ate my homework, self-handicapping. It seems to me that these two research papers go hand in hand when examining the classroom environment. Both research papers utilize a "What is happening in the classroom?" questionnaire and the Constructivist Learning Environment Survey for their data collection. One through the lens of self-handicapping, the other examining academic efficacy. I gathered that these were questionnaires known to people in the research communities. Now, after a lot of tables and statistics, which always interest me being a stats major, some discussion points and conclusions were presented. The academic efficacy study showed classroom environment to be significantly associated with academic efficacy. For teachers, it would seem obvious that the psychosocial environment has the potential to influence many outcome variables. The study now gives us the data to prove it. We now can say, with research to back us up, that the context of student learning in schools is recognized as important for understanding how students perceive their academic capabilities. Academic efficacy is important to student outcomes. As students perceive their progress in acquiring skills and gaining knowledge, their academic efficacy for further learning is enhanced. The self-handicapping study presented some interesting conclusions, one in particular for teachers. Dorman's research found that more positive, conventional classroom environments are associated with reducing levels of self-handicapping. The constructivist environment is the recent trend in schools today. However, this study indicated that the attributes of the conventional classroom seem to be more effective in reducing self-handicapping. Now, having said this, Dorman qualifies his research with the fact that a causation could not be implied within the results, and therefore one cannot assume that the classroom environment caused the reported levels of self-handicapping. Seems a little contradictory, I know. Well, that's a lot of information to digest, and the language used in research papers such as these can be difficult to relate to. I know I spent a good deal of time looking up words to better understand the research presented. One way that I could relate to this study was through our school climate survey. You may or may not have had school climate surveys in your school, where all the students get some computer time or a sheet to fill out to complete a school survey, attempting to assess our school environments and look for ways to address what the students feel is missing in our schools. Have a look at this grade 7-8 school climate survey if you get a chance. I'll attach the link in the discussion forum. While none of the questions pertain specifically to the classroom environment or to any particular subject like the research papers reviewed, The students are answering the questions based on their experience.
Created using Powtoon.